Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yasodanandana Rajana Ranjana. Yasodanandana Rajana Nandana. Yasodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Krishna Chandra Radha Krishna Chandra Radha Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada
Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Shtotarahasi His Divine Grace Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Nashtaprayesha Bhadresho Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naisi. A reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter number 15, text number 27. Tasmin Atitya Munayaha San Shar Asajjamanaha Tasmin Atitya Munayaha Shar Asajjamanaha Tasmin Aditya Munayaha Shad Asajjamanaha Lok Laksha Kakshaha Samana Vayasa Atha Saptamayam Kakshaha Samana Vayaso Ata Saptamayam Kakshaha Samana Vayaso Ata Saptamayam Deva Achakshata Grihita Gado Parardhya Deva Achakshata Grihita Gado Parardhya Deva Achakshata Grihita Gado परार्ध्या केयूरा कुंडला किरीटा विठंका वेशो केयूर कुंडल किरीट विटंक वेशो केयूर कुंडल किरीट विटंक वेशो तस्मिन् अतीत्य मुनयः षड् असज्जमानाः कक्षाः समानवयसो अथ सप्तमायाम् देवो अचक्षत गृहीतगदपरार्ध्याम् केयूर कुंडल किरीट विगंत विठंक वेशो तस्मिन् अतीत्य मुनयः षड् असज्जमानाः कक्षाः समानवयसो अथ सप्तमायाम् देवा अचक्षत गृहीत गदो परार्ध्या केयूर कुंडल किरीट विढंक वेशो तस्मिन् अतीत्य मुनयः सदस्यमानाः कक्षाः समानवयसो अथ सप्तमायाम् देवो अचक्षत गृहीतगतौ परार्ध्या अचक्षत गृहीतगतौ परार्ध्या केयूर कुंडल किरीट विढंक वेशो तस्मिन् अतीत्य मुनयः सदस्यमानाः कक्षाः समान वयसो अथ सप्तमायाम् देवो अचक्षत गृहीतगदौ परार्ध्याम् केयूर कुंडल किरीट विठंक वेशो तस्मिन् अतीत्य मुनयः षड् असज्जमानाः कक्षाः समानवयसो अथ सप्तमायाम् देवावचक्षत गृहीतगतौ परार्ध्याम् केयूर कुंडल किरीट विटंक वेशो तस्मिन् अतीत्य मुनयः सदस्यमानाः कक्षाः समानवयसो अथ सप्तमायाम् देवो अचक्षत गृहीतगतौ परार्ध्याम् केयूर कुंडल किरीट विटंक वेशो तस्मिन् अतीत्य मुनयः सदस्यमानाः कक्षाः समानवयसो अथ सप्तमायाम् देवो अचक्षत गृहीतगतौ परार्ध्याम् केयूर कुंडल किरीट विटंक वेशो तस्मिन् अतीत्य मुनयः सज्जमानाः Achaha samanaya sota saptamaya Deva vachakshata grihita gadau paradhya Yora kundala girita vikhanka vesho. What meaning? Tasmin, in that Vaikuntha, Aditya, after passing through, Munayaha, the great sages, Sa 6, Asajjamanaha, without being much attracted, Kakshaha, walls, Samana, equal, Vayaso, age, Atha, thereafter, Saptamaya, at the 7th gate, Deva, 2 Vaikuntha doormen, Achakshada, Sa, Grihita, carrying, Gadho, matches, Para-adhya, most valued, Keyura, bracelets, Kundala, earrings, Kirita, helmets, Vaikuntha, Vitanka, beautiful, Desha, garments. Translation purport by Srimad Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: after passing through the 6 entrances of Vaikuntha Puri, the Lord's residence, without feeling astonishment at all, the decorations they saw at the 7th gate, 2 shining beings of the same age, armed with the messes and adorned with the most valuable jewelry, earrings, diamonds, helmets, garments, etc. Translation, the repetition. After passing through the 6 entrances of Vaikuntha Puri, the Lord's residence, without feeling astonishment at all, the decorations they saw at the 7th gate, 2 shining beings of the same age, armed with the masses and adorned with the most valuable jewelry, earrings, diamonds, helmets, garments, etc. Purport. The sages were so eager to see the Lord within Vaikuntha Puri that they did not care to see the transcendental decoration of the 6 gates, which they passed by one after another. But at the 7th door, they found 2 doormen of the same age. The significance of the doormen being of the same age is that in the Vaikuntha planet there is no old age. So one cannot distinguish one is older than whom. The inhabitants of Vaikuntha are decorated like the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, with Shankha, Chakra, Gada and Padma, conch, wheel, club and lotus. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanadimirandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Te Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashantya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Description of the kingdom of Godhead. Here Brahma explained the opulence of Vaikuntha-puri related to the four Manasa Putras of Brahma. They were traveling all over the world, finally, without any particular destination. They're traveling, and thus traveling, they visited the Vaikuntha-puri, and that related to that, Brahma is explaining the activities of Vaikuntha, the residents of the Vaikuntha, many other opulences of the Vaikuntha planet. Brahma is explaining related to this incident. And now Brahma is explaining, thus the great sages Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana and Sanat Kumar Vaikuntha, and was predominated Vaikuntha, and was predominated by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the previous sloka. Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana and Sanat Kumara. They entered the Vaikuntha planet not because of the mystic yoga. That was here telling. Normally, people after the mystic yoga siddhis, so because of the siddhis, they achieve some higher power. And Prabhupada explains about Ashtanga Yoga, all these things. So, not because of the mystic yoga they entered, but they entered the Vaikuntha planet. They saw there is airplanes which are driven by the great devotees. And the predominant personality is Supreme Personality of Godhead in Vaikuntha. So then, and these Kumaras are passing through the one entrance to the another, and there are many entrances. One entrance, then another entrance, and like that 6 entrances are they passed. And they passed 6 entrances, and here say, and those entrances are so beautiful. And the decoration of those entrances is not astonishing. These 4 Kumaras. This is a very important point here. Asajjamanaha, without being much attracted. So, Brahma is explaining Vaikuntha planet is so beautiful, and each entrance is so well decorated. With all decorations, they pass 6 gates, and these sages, these 4 Kumaras, not at all attracted those decorations of the Vaikuntha planet. So, one is develop the pure devotional service, or someone is advanced in Krishna consciousness, such a person is not attracted by anything other than Krishna. Even they saw so many gates beautiful, but they are not attracted towards the Lord Vishnu, to have the darshan of the Lord Vishnu. That's the reason they simply passing all the doors, and they are not at all astonished by seeing so many decades, because these four Kumaras are totally absorbed in Krishna consciousness. This is the great quality of a person is achieve the pure devotional service. If such man is developed the pure devotional service, he not have any attraction for anything which is not connected to the Krishna. So, and and such person is always meditating on Lord Krishna's pastimes, his leelas, and Krishna personally, his glorification. You absorb in that, totally meditating on that. None of the other things will attract him. So, Prabhupada described in the Nectar of Devotional, where in the Shishi Radha Krishna Shitayun Shirab, wherein Sanat Kumara say, it is from the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, the false ego of the human being is so strong that it keeps him material existence as if tied up by the strong rope. Only devotees can cut off the knot of the strong rope very easily by engaging themselves in Krishna consciousness. So one who practices Krishna consciousness very seriously, such person able to give up the obstacle of the devotion service, obstacle to the devotion service, particularly one here mentions the false ego, attractions to the material beauty, everything. Who are not Krishna conscious but are trying to become great mystic, great ritual performers, cannot advance like a devotee. Therefore, it is duty of everyone to engage himself in the active Krishna consciousness in order to free from the tight knot of the false ego and engagement in the material activities. So, one should develop the pure devotion service. One should develop pure devotion service means one should give up the material entanglement. For give up the material entanglement, one should do the practice of Krishna consciousness very seriously. So Padma Purana says, pure devotion service in Krishna consciousness is the highest enlightenment. And when such enlightenment is there, it is just like a blazing fire, blazing forest fire, killing all the inauspicious snakes of desire. So the desires developed in the mind because of the association of the three modes of material nature. When you associate three modes of material nature, variety of desires are developed, and those desires are like poisonous snakes, because desires withhold one's devotional services. Ill attracted by any material activities or material attraction is there, or enjoyment of the material world, and that are the obstacle for the devotion service. And here is compared, those desires are venomous snakes. And that desires how will be burn? Here is given an analogy. When there is a blazing forest fire, and forest fire, because of forest fire, all the snakes in the forest will be burnt. The example is being given in this connection that when there is a forest fire, extensive blazing automatically kills all the snakes in the forest. There are many snakes on the ground of the forest. And when fire takes place, it burns the dried leaves and it also burns the snakes. Are immediately attacked. Animals who are four legs can flee from the fire, can at least try to flee, but the snakes are immediately killed. Similarly, blazing fire of Krishna consciousness is so strong that snakes of ignorance are immediately killed. When practice Krishna consciousness, the ignorance or propensity of material enjoyment will be killed. So Srila Rupa Goswami say, has given the definition of auspiciousness. He says actually auspiciousness means welfare activity for all the people of the world. This was understanding. At the present moment, groups of people are engaged in welfare activities in terms of society, community, or nation. There is even an attempt in the form of United Nations for world help activity, but due to the shortcoming of limited national activities, such general mass welfare program for the whole world is not practically possible. The Krishna consciousness movement, however, is so nice that it can render the highest benefit to the entire human race. Everyone can be attracted by this movement and everyone can feel the result. Therefore, Rupa Goswami and other learned scholars agree that the broad propaganda program for the Krishna consciousness movement of the devotion service all over the world is the highest humanitarian welfare activity. So, further he say, how the Krishna consciousness movement can attract the attention of the whole world and how each and every can feel pleasure in this Krishna consciousness is stated in Padma Purana as follows. A person who is engaged in devotion service in full Krishna consciousness is to be understood to be doing the best service to the whole world and to be pleasing everyone in the world. In addition to human society, he is pleasing even to the trees and animals because they all become attracted by the such movement. A practical example of this was shown by Lord Chaitanya when he was traveling through the forest of Jharkhand, central India, was spreading his Sankirtana movement. Tigers, elephants, deers, all other wild animals join and were participate in their own way by dancing and chanting. We here say Krishna consciousness only give the proper welfare activity to the whole society. So, there are three kinds of happinesses derived. Rupa Goswami say like, okay, the happiness derived from the material enjoyment. And happiness derived by the identify oneself with the Supreme Brahman, merging in the Brahman. And happiness derived from the Krishna consciousness. There are three kinds of happiness. In the Tantra Shastra, Lord Shiva speaks to wife Sati in this way. My dear wife, a person who is surrendered surrendered himself at the lotus feet of the Govinda and who has developed pure Krishna consciousness can be easily awarded all perfections desired by the impersonalist, and beyond this he can enjoy the happiness achieved by the pure devotees. One who practices the pure Krishna consciousness, he'll experience all the happiness. Beyond the happiness as impersonals, there are the impersonals try to merge in the Brahman. So they think that okay, merging the Brahman is the highest happiness. And who practice Krishna consciousness seriously, such a person is able to experience the happiness beyond the happiness was derived by the impersonalist. And he can also happiness achieved. He can also enjoy the happiness achieved with the pure devotees. If someone simply practice Krishna consciousness seriously, such a person able to experience the happiness. We all are looking for the happiness. Such a person able to experience the happiness superior to the impersonalist, and he also able to experience the happiness of the pure devotees. That what Lord Shiva is telling the Sati. Happiness derived from the pure devotion service is the highest because it is eternal. The happiness derived from the material perfection or understanding oneself with the Brahman is inferior because it is temporary. There is no pervading one's falling down from the material happiness, and there is even very chance of falling down from the spiritual happiness derived out of the identifying oneself with the impersonal Brahman. Okay, someone is trying for the happiness derived from impersonal Brahman, and he'll fall back because there is no highest happiness. So that's the reason practicing Krishna consciousness is the highest happiness. So that is the reason is Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana, they are not at all interested in any other thing other than the Krishna consciousness or Lord Vishnu. So in the Hari Bhakti Subodha stated, Prahalad Maharaj is a great devotee of Lord. Pray to the Narasimha Deva. As follows, my dear king, I repeatedly pray unto your lotus feet that I may simply stronger in devotional service. I simply pray that my Krishna consciousness may be more strong and steady, because happiness derived out of the Krishna consciousness or devotional service is so powerful that one can have all the other perfections of religiousness, economic development, sense gratification, and even attainment of liberation from the material existence. Generally, there is a Purushartha, Dharmartha, Kama, Moksha. Even someone want to follow Vedic rituals or Purushartha properly, Karma Kandya, then one can attain the material happiness to the highest. If someone is follow all the Karma Kandya principles properly, such a person experience the material happiness to the highest. If someone develop the Krishna consciousness, bhakti for the Lord, and such happiness is superior to all this kind of happiness. That's the reason Prahlad Maharaj is offering prayer to the Lord. You engage me in all the time in Krishna consciousness. And devotion service to your Lord's feet is the highest happiness. That's the reason if someone do more and more devotion service or engage in the devotion service, he able to experience the happiness. So that's the only the way. Generally, when you are practicing devotion service, we always say there is so many problems you are facing. Problems, mind is disturbing, there is a material attraction, not able to practice chanting properly. There is also proper chanting is not happening. The reason is that one is not properly engaged in Krishna consciousness. And many times happens when you are doing the devotional service, okay, sometimes there is a mood, no mood for the do the devotional service. Who do some service, afterwards become feeling lazy. Generally we think, okay, someone is practicing devotional service, meaning he should have the more enthusiasm. Definitely, someone who do properly devotional service, completely engaged in devotional service, there must be enthusiasm. If someone is not properly executing his devotional service, then all these kind of shortcomings are coming. Yesterday, Madhupandita Prabhu was speaking about similar things. Okay, someone is asking a question. Okay, in the temple, if someone wants to encourage to more services, there must be some appreciation. So in temple is okay, we are doing so much of devotion service, but there is no appreciation in the temple. कितना भी करेंगे, उसके appreciation नहीं करते. So he was telling, why he is looking for encouragement by someone is appreciating. And this kind of appreciation, and because that appreciation I will be getting enthusiasm, it is temporary. You do the devotion service very strongly, and you do chanting very nicely, so that encouragement will come from inside out of the devotion, so that encouragement is permanent. One should not seek encourage from some other devotees or some authority in the temple, okay, someone to appreciate my services, so that to be able to do more services. So then generally happens, okay, some motivation class, once we are motivated to do some services, after a few days, okay, that motivation comes down, again come to the normal, then afterwards one more class, then you're motivated for 2 more days, okay, go say nicely time to time, doing the service and come, again comes down. No, it is not the way. So once you do more seriously devotion service, it purifies inside, so that doing more devotion service is encouragement for do much more services, instead of getting some appreciation from someone. Very simple. So that's the reason. Here you see that Sanat Kumara, they are not, that otherwise, okay, if you are not properly engaged in devotion service in full-heartedly, then hundreds of attractions comes in, okay, for the engagement. Okay, when you are engaged 100%, there is no any time left out for some other. Otherwise, okay, for generally what happens, mind is always hankering for some engagement which gives the sense gratification. So I have so much of engagement, I not have time to do anything other. Then what will happen? So that the sense urge or mind urge, okay, manasa avega, the urge of the mind, urge of the senses. Even though that is forcing, but I not have time to give attention to those urges or the force of the senses. The one of the way to get out of the force of the sense gratification, okay, generally we think that way, there is a sense force, so I have to control the sense forces. So no, not controlling the sense forces, neglecting the demand. Okay, they forcing, so neglecting. How to neglect the demands of the senses? By engaging more. So when you are more, same example, when Haridasa Thakura was chanting, there is a prostitute come to allure Haridasa Thakura, and she want associate with Haridasa Thakura. Haridasa Thakura was busy in chanting. So even though she is approaching him, he will not be disturbed, because he is engaged in Krishna consciousness, he is chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. So even though there is a force in front for him to enjoy, but his attention is not distracted. Similarly, someone is engaged in the Krishna consciousness very nicely, okay, time to time engagement are kept. Okay, now end of the day, some more service are left out, I am not able to finish it up. So my body is not supporting to do now. That is should be the situation. Not that, okay, now nothing is there. Okay, I'll take rest or engage somewhere. So much of services, still has left out. But I am doing so much of service now. My body is, okay, body is in needy rest. Okay, body is totally tired. And he'll go to the bed and will go to the bed without any thinking. So, okay, generally happens, okay, someone go to the bed and sleeping after half an hour. Okay, he is lying on bed, sleeping after half an hour, and hundreds of thoughts are coming, which is ideal sitting. So, you should be like that, so much tired, go to sleeping. As you touch the bed, within a minute, go dead, fully sleep. So, that should be that much of service one should do, so that there is no any time for thinking some unwanted which is not connected to the Krishna consciousness. Keeping more services than one actually able to do it. Not always keeping a service, okay, how much I am able to do, or less than my capacity of services. Then there is always chances of deviation from the devotional path. And if you're doing some services, then you'll get so much of encouragement from inside and do more and more services. Those services is actually pleasurable because of my contamination. Those pleasure I am not able to experience. Now here in the case of Sanaka Sanandana, they are in front of them so many beautiful things in Vaikuntha planet to see. And these sages are not at all attracted some so beautiful scene in front of them, because they are totally absorbed in Lord Vishnu. They meditating Lord Vishnu, and the attraction to the Vishnu is subdue all other attractions which actually attracted to our senses. So, same example, when Dhruva Maharaj doing the tapasya, meditating on Lord Vishnu, desiring that, okay, I want the planet. No one is holding the whole of the universe. When Lord is appeared in front of the Dhruva Maharaja, and he saw the beautiful form of the Lord, is all contaminations which vanish. And that vision, what he able to see the Lord, is all material desires are vanished. And Dhruva Maharaj is freed from all the material attraction. And he don't want anything other than the beautiful form of the Lord Vishnu. So, this is the beauty of devotional practice. Because we always face the problem in our devotion. So the reason is that, okay, our practice of devotion service is not so serious. Because we not have a scheduled devotional practice happening, so that there no time has left out for me for any other engagement other than the Krishna consciousness. And this principle even applies in the material world also. Someone is business people. What is the attraction for them? Money is the attraction. So money is the attraction for them. Because of that attraction for the money, they keep on engaged in many activities. Okay, how can I generate more and more money? So much of engagement. They not have any time for any other things. Completely busy. Even if you call for some entertainment program, even they are not interested for those things. Because why? One attraction, okay, money is attracting them. That's the reason even though that other attractions are not there. Similarly, one is develop the service or Krishna consciousness practice, so take so much of attraction, and such person not have any other problem for the attraction of the senses. So here is a good example how this great devotee of the Lord, they traveling from in the Vaikuntha planet, passing through different doors. Finally, they passed 6 doors and reached the 7th door. And in the 7th door, they saw in the 7th gate 2 shining beings of the same age, armed with the masses and adorned with the most valuable jewelry, earrings, diamond, helmet. I mean, 2 beautiful personality holding gada in their hand. They saw this beautiful person in 7th gate. And Prabhupada related to that say here. And here it is say, Samana Vayasau Ata Saptayama Satta Mayan. Samana Vayasau. Both are of the same age. So Prabhupada say in this connected, in Vaikuntha planet there is no old age, so that you are not able to make any difference. Okay, so who is old is young. So both are of the same age, and in Vaikuntha planet all of the same appearance like Lord Vishnu. The 400 Narayana form, and these 2 personalities also have the 400 and holding Shankha, Chakra, Gatha and Padma. So that is and also so beautifully decorated. Their bodies, their hands are having the bracelets and jewels are they wearing. They have the kirita, helmets, and beautiful garments are they wearing. So attractive. And these 4 Kumaras saw the beautiful 2 personalities standing in that gate, and these 4 Kumaras, elevated souls, and looks like a very innocent, because they're the oldest. They're very old because they're born in the beginning of the creation, almost like from the mind of Brahma. They're traveling but still they are very small boys, naked, traveling and entering the 7th gate. So furthermore there is explanation. Okay, we'll stop here. Yes, any questions? आप सरेंडर करते हैं नहीं? आप सोचते हैं मैं सरेंडर करता है, ये सरेंडर करता है उसका लक्षण शास्त्र में बताया. तो कंप्लीट सरेंडर का मतलब उसको कुछ भी बाकी चीज का ऊपर कुछ ध्यान नहीं रहता है. ओके, मैं सरेंडर कर दिया कि भगवान कैसा चलाएंगे ऐसा चलेंगे. तो मैं अपने से कुछ अरेंजमेंट करना नहीं है. मैं बिल्कुल सिर्फ भगवान का सेवा करना है हमेशा. तो ये एक सरेंडर आदमी के तो कैसा प्रहलाद महाराज. तो भगवान पूछता है प्रहलाद महाराज को आप क्या वर चाहिए. तो प्रहलाद महाराज ने क्या बताते हैं, मैं कुछ वर नहीं चाहिए, मैं संतुष्टि है. अब सरेंडर होता है वो आदमी अपने से खुश है, उसकी खुश होता है तो फिर कुछ डिजायर्स नहीं रहते. हम सोचता है ये सरेंडर है इतना नहीं. ओके, हम सरेंडर हम लोग सरेंडर इसलिए करता है सो मेरे को थोड़ा हेल्थ ठीक करो और पैसा बढ़ाओ और कुछ एंजॉयमेंट करना चाहता है मेरे, वो चीज़ मन में चलता है. सो भगवान वो सुविधा बनाएंगे. बट हम सरेंडर नहीं. सरेंडर करने वाले क्या सोचते हैं, मेरे को कुछ नहीं करना है, मेरे सब कुछ आप दे दिया, मैं आप अभी आपका सेवा में करना है, बस आपसे कुछ में नहीं लेना है, मैं अभी देना है आपको। अब कभी नहीं सोचते मैं देना है, मैं तो हर बार ये सोचता है मैं लेना है कुछ, ये सरेंडर नहीं है। हरे कृष्ण।